Hello everyone. I don't want to rattle on and give you some massively long intro. It's pretty self-explanatory what's happening here. Just to keep things a bit different, I'm just going to bring you all some Flight Simulator VR because, as I'll explain later in the video, Star Citizen's in one of its little quiet dips again, and I just wanted to show you something different from what I'm normally playing, and it's not going to be Final Fantasy or Napoleonic Warfare. I just hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you think. Right then. RF Waddington to East Midlands in a Grand Caravan carrying kidneys or something. Let's go and have some fun. There we go. Parking brake had stayed on for some reason. Oh, my throat today. Oh wow, this thing took off on its own. No flaps or anything. Crazy. So for the record's sake, this is Lincoln City. This is where I live. In fact, I am on my boat just down on the canal there. May or may not be able to see. You might see a bit better in the video because of YouTube's compression. Yeah, there's the canal. Osdyke. Cathedral. Nice to know that they a while ago they added the model into the game, saying it's Lincoln Castle.
808 frequency change.
Because before it looked absolutely
is type Cessna Caravan
awful,
5 miles north of Echo
to put it
Golf
mildly.
X-ray Whiskey 1,100 feet.
We're getting a bit low.
Request flight following.
Anyway,
Cessna 808
we have our path.
Squawk 1742.
Make our way to East Midlands.
Squawk 174 to Cessna 808.
Might help if we actually turn onto our heading now we've gone past Waddington. This is essentially going to be as the crow flies. I'm not doing any special waypoints or, you know, I'm not a hardcore simmer. I don't tend to fly around with VATSIM or any of that kind of gubbins. I do have live traffic on. I'm using an add-on that enables live traffic, but considering it's nearly 11 o'clock at night, whilst the time isn't real from where I am now, because obviously in the sim here it's daytime, so that you guys have got something to look at if I do decide to upload some of this. The weather is real. The weather has been awful. In fact, I'm glad it's cleared up a bit now because it was really, really awful earlier on. It's been raining all day. But yeah, it had real weather, just not real time. Like I said, 11 o'clock at night, there's not much air traffic up. The stuff that you can see around now, obviously, is all players. There may be some aircraft higher up, but because of the cloud cover, we can't really see their probes. Got to get back on that heading. Yeah, we can't see their strobes. And yeah, so the distinguishing thing about using this is it FFT or FSTL, something like that mod, that I waited a very long time for to be able to use because I was following its progress. It looked awesomely promising with all its liveries and everything. And I do have a flight of me chasing around a, I think it's an EasyJet Airbus 319 coming into Gatwick that I actually had to do a go around. It kind of shocked me. I was just, again, testing VR stuff, and the one flight I decided to follow in at Gatwick Airport for giggles had to do a go around because of the wind, because the weather in the area was absolutely awful. See the other traffic on the wrong way there? Which probably means there might be another one behind me, but I genuinely can't tell. Doing something now that Gatwick would of course never allow. Did he just wave off? Did he abort the landing? Interesting. But yeah, the live traffic is on. The way to tell is by looking at the names, and if there's weird and wacky names, then you know it's players, as you might imagine. Oh, looks like the weather updated a bit there. And if it's names that actually look like flight numbers, that's because they are flight numbers, and they are getting pulled from, I think it's Flight Radar 24 where the data is getting pulled from, if you've ever used that website. If not, you should. It's quite interesting. You get to look at all the live flight traffic, even some military one, although there's another one called ADBS Exchange that's more useful for military, I find, if you're feeling nosy about what's going on in the world, like over in Ukraine or in that general area. So Hampstead, Syston, Airfield. I do recognise some of these places because they are local to me. Some of them I haven't been. This thing is a lot slower than I thought it was going to be. I have to admit, I don't fly a Grand Caravan very often. In fact, I think this is the first time I've flown it in, I want to say, a year. So this plane is not that familiar to me. I usually fly smaller planes or I fly jets. So watching me trying to land this thing might be interesting. I suppose as we come up on Syston here, we can just have a little chat about things that have been going on. So one of the reasons, if I haven't explained it already, through some kind of little pre-video talk or something, the reason I'm putting this up for giggles is because I don't want the channel to go stale. However, Star Citizen once again is kind of in its sort of dip of content. It has bumps and dips where we have, you know, the big rises of content that come out, so new patches and mid patches and chips and things that come out, and at the minute we're just sort of in that lull where at the moment we're waiting for 318 and we're waiting for the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo again of this year, so the November event again of this year, to see what comes. Things like the racetrack that's going to be on Microtech, if you've seen leaks and screenshots and things. There's some new armour coming out that's Xi'an themed, and for everything I like about the Xi'an, like I love the ship design, I'm not really feeling it with that armour that got previewed. Not my kind of thing. It looks like something out of Destiny or Warframe, and that's not what I wanted. I kind of wanted the more realistic stuff for human exploration. So like the big chunky spacesuits that we had before, that's my sort of thing. But to each their own, and I'm sure there's plenty of people that love the Xi'an armour as it is. So yeah, we're just looking forward to see what comes with 318 and the IAE. So aside from that, lots and lots of work, as in real life work, not gaming work. I wish it would be gaming work, that would be more fun, wouldn't it? And just getting on with things. So I really wanted to do something like another 3D print when I hit 4,000 subscribers, but I genuinely haven't had the time, and as much as an excuse as this sounds, it is a colossal pain in the arse to set up my 3D printer on the boat and start using it. So when I head back to my folks' place for the winter, because I sometimes do that if it gets really bad, and we use that time to rebuild bits of the boat as we have been doing, because then when it's not being lived on, there's room to leave tools and things everywhere. So yeah, when I do that and I stay there for a few weeks over Christmas or something like that, then I might set the printer up and do some kind of 3D print as like a little celebration for maybe even more subscribers by then. We shall see. But I will take this difference in content to say thank you very much for everybody that subscribed, because it's 4,000 subscribers. In fact, I think it's something like 4.25, 4.3 by the time I've recorded this, which is batshit insane. So the support and everything I get obviously helps a great deal, and I love to see the comments and what people say, and I just hope I can keep making the stuff that you like. Maybe something like this might be a bit more commonplace if people really like me flying around in VR and making a giant arse of myself in Flight Sim. So we shall see. So, waiting for Star Citizen content. Playing VR and Final Fantasy, which I imagine for people watching a Star Citizen channel, people suddenly seeing Final Fantasy 14 stuff might be quite jarring, which is why I haven't gone that way. Now, they may be a bit clearer in the video, but because I'm using my HTC Vive, which admittedly is an older headset, but still serves me perfectly well for this. I didn't see them a minute ago, but they're just starting to show up now. And that is, I can see strobes of jets on what I assume is final approaches. So, that must mean East Midlands Airport is just in front of me. There's Newton Air Base, that's somewhere I've never been. Jericho Farm. Loudham Airport. And I can see 3 jets. Not sure if that one's just coming in, and then there's 2 on final to follow it in. There's one just above the marker for Nottingham there, and East Midlands Airport is just outside of Nottingham. Not that long a flight. Just trying to see if there's traffic markers. I don't think I've turned them off. Maybe they'll pop up when we get a bit closer, we shall see. I should have a marker for that dude now, because he looks like he's actually just taken off.
East Midlands approach Cessna 808, 3,900 feet.
And yes, my tail number is 808, as in
East
Bob.
Midlands approach altimeter 29 decimal flights 8 continue as planned.
Take a peek outside for a moment. This game is so lovely in VR. I'm very, very lucky that my I've had flaps down the whole flight, for God's sake. I'm very, very lucky that my 3060 Ti can run it as well as it can in some places. When it's like this, it's fine, because I'm quite fortunate in that regard, in that I live in a very rural place, so flying over areas like this doesn't really stress the graphics card. But when you go to things like cities like London or New York, I tried a while ago, I tried flying around New York in my Spitfire, and yeah, it was punishing for the graphics card then. But things like this are just fine, flying over lovely British countryside, and not so much insane cityscapes where the game has to render in all the assets as you go, and that really did punish it. Oh, somebody's found the Dark Star. For those who may not know, if you don't play Flight Sim, the Dark Star is the jet that Tom Cruise flies in the new Top Gun Maverick movie, and it can do something like Mach 10 when you get high enough with it and you know how to fly it. I tried to get it to Mach 10 and failed miserably, but I don't know how to fly it very well. So that's why that guy looks like he's moving like hot shit, because he probably is. He's at 75,000 feet and highly rapidly climbing. So yes, that's why. Maybe something for a future video, eh? Or I figure out how to fly it properly. It looks like I'm following this guy here in. I have to... The way the Vive records in OBS is very strange, because when I think I'm looking at something here, I'm not. I'm actually looking at it, so I have to look down a little bit to show you guys. But this strobe here from this plane,
East Midlands approach Bombardier Gulf, India Lima Bravo Golf is at 11,000 feet, descending 3,000 feet. Bombardier Gulf, India Lima Bravo Golf, East Midlands approach altimeter 29.59.
I have no idea who that is. Can't see anyone at 11,000 feet. Considering he's at 135,000 feet now, it's not him. Definitely following someone though. I just wish it was give me a traffic marker, because I don't know who it is. Oh, they've gone. They just blinked out of existence. And we are here. Just about. That there. East Midlands Airport. We shall cycle around. Coming for a landing ding. Basically going over speed for this thing. This is going to be an interesting final. Like I said, I don't fly the Caravan very often. Oh, lots of crosswind there. Oh, there's something. There's some flaps. I can hear a jet. I'm not doing this one very well. Wow, this thing is
East
finicky.
Midlands Tower Cessna 808 is 2 miles west 900 feet with Mike to land.
Cessna 808 East Midlands Tower. Altimeter 29.59er, wind 200 at 16. Fly left traffic runway 27.
A bit late, buddy.
Enter
I'm
left
already
traffic
coming in.
runway 27 Cessna 808.
Cessna 808, you are not cleared to land.
Whoops.
Clear the runway.
Well, it's tough. I'm here. I have important livers to deliver.
Cessna 808, you are not cleared to land. Clear the runway. Cessna 808, you are not cleared to land.
Gosh.
Clear the runway. Cessna 808, contact ground on 121.905.
See, I win.
121.905 for Cessna 808.
You can't stop me. This is my airport now.
Wind
Right then.
097 at Niner.
Something I haven't
Clear to
done
land runway
in Flight Sim
17
yet,
left.
especially in VR, is visit the Space
Clear
Coast.
to land runway 17 left American 171
So,
tree.
if my computer can handle it,
Spirit Wings tree Niner
because it's having a bit of
26
problem,
for landing.
there is a lot going on here, there is a lot of players, there is a lot of real life traffic,
Wind 097
as
at
you can
Niner.
see.
Caution the Boeing 737
I
landing
need
runway
to
17
turn back
right.
into the game a minute,
Clear to land runway 17 left.
because I need to
JetBlue
lock my
1527
doors,
number tree for landing.
and
Following
then
Airbus A321 on final.
pull my canopy closed.
097 at Niner.
There we go, now I can
Caution
tab
the
out.
Boeing 737 landing runway 17 right.
And we have
Clear
a
to land
Spitfire ready to
runway
go. So
17
what are we going to
left.
do? We're on Florida. We're at Orlando Airport on the runway,
Clear
ready to
to land
go.
runway 17 left number 2 Spirit Wings.
Despite all the traffic you can go in a Spitfire, and we're just going to visit the Space Coast. I'm literally going to go to Kennedy Space Center and have a fly around
Clear to
just for
land
some
runway
fun. So
17 left number 3 JetBlue 1527.
we're just going to have some fun. in the Spitfire, which is always great fun to take off because it loves to dip its nose, as you can see. This thing is a right pain in the bum to get down the wrong way. There we go, gear up.
American 171 turn next
Flaps and
taxiway.
we are good to go. That there is a real flight number. You can see RDS 1021, I think that's going to be a real flight as well. Someone let me look behind me. I have to fly around and do a go around.
American 171 turn next taxiway. American 171 contact ground on 126.4.
Oh, the turbulence around here right now. Super Little is definitely not a flight number, but you can see some more there. NKS, AAL. I don't know what NKS is. That's going to be American Airlines. Yeah, that's the real life traffic mod in action. Oh, that's cool. We've got jets flying in on both sides. How cool is that? Both Airbuses.
Spirit Wings 3926 turn next taxiway. Spirit Wings 3926 contact ground on 126.4.
This is a different model Spitfire to the one I'm used to flying. There it is. I'm trying to find a bloody compass.
126.4 for Spirit
Oops,
Wings
without crashing into the ground. You can see, I imagine you can probably see the stuttering a bit on the recording as well. Like I said, flying over high-packed cities with a lot going on. My graphics card even then tends to struggle with VR, but Flight Sim is very, very, very freaking demanding when it comes to VR. So now we're going north. We don't want to be going north. We want to be going east. See what the difference the real world traffic makes in somewhere where there's a bit more flights going on. He's going overhead at Southwestern Airlines, and there's another one above it leaving contrails, and there's more over there. I love it. I love that this mob finally adds all this traffic into the game. It makes the world feel just a little bit more populated. He was even on my VFR map for a second now.
Marine Spitfire, 2 miles southeast.
It's getting
01
foggy as we
Foxtrot,
get near the coast.
500
That's
feet.
not a good sign.
Request flight following. Squawk 1226 Supermarine 808. Roger, Supermarine 808.
United Airlines flight. Space Coast Regional Airport, 14 miles, we're on the way. NASA Shuttle Landing Facility. Excuse me, I'm not excited to see it, I'm coughing. Actually genuinely excited. I thought that everything was more to the right, apparently we're flying straight at it. Not that they would ever, I imagine, just randomly allow a Supermarine Spitfire to circle things like the shuttle landing pad and stuff, but hey ho, that's the benefit of a flight simulator. miles. Coming across a bay here. I don't know the name of it. I wish I did. Probably people who live in the States screaming it right now, and it looks like the mist is clearing up, which is really good. Means get a decent view. I'm not flying with the proper time because it's getting dark right now, but it is using live weather. So just something to keep in mind. Oh, I remember now. I just had a massive brain fart. So the Space Shuttle landing facility is literally a landing strip, isn't it, for the Space Shuttle? That's what it is. I genuinely, I'm embarrassed at that. So yes, it's a landing strip for if the shuttle needed to come down here. The Cape Canaveral and everything was over to the right, I was correct. But I am now at the Space Coast, I know that much. So we can have a look at this strip. And then we can bank over to the south and fly down the coast. Look at that. That's cool. The beauties of this game, going and visiting all these things that you don't normally get to see. Like the landing strip where the space shuttles come in if they come to Florida. Circle around here and then we'll go south. Look at all the action over there back towards Florida. Jesus. Can't imagine seeing many flights and things over Cape Canaveral here, not unless they're very high, like those guys. That's cool. Okay. Fly south along the Space Coast. You can sort of see the lay of the land now, looking back that way. Fair bit of turbulence though. Not exactly going that fast. Oh, then again, I am going a bit quick. Oh wow! I've never heard the engines backfire before. But this is the Space Coast. Everything down there. This is all to do with Space Shuttle and Cape Canaveral. Trying to figure out what that is, but it's not giving me a marker for it. These different sites. I recognise that. That looks very familiar. No words needed for that one, is there? But this is a runway. Where's the vehicle assembly building? That's what we're looking for. Oh, a donut. I just can't find it. It'll be around here somewhere, isn't it? I probably just missed it. Okay. I just had to go and look it up for getting lost. And it's right near the shuttle landing strip. I literally flew over it. But it was quite funny flying over the SpaceX pad, so that was worth seeing. So we're going to go back and have a look. It should be just over there. Launch Complex 39. What we wanted to go and see. And then we might land on that shuttle strip for giggles. Or is that not it? That's just a tall building in the middle of nowhere. That's just a tall building in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. We know. That's the launch complex there. That's just a different one. That's where the VAB should be, I think. This is definitely 39A. You can tell because of everything around it. Yes. There it is. They've just not got any gantries or anything, which is a shame. They should model it. Maybe there's mods and stuff that do it and I'll have to come back and revisit it. But at least we can follow these tracks now. That should lead us back to the simulated VAB. It's a shame it's not modelled. There must be mods for it. I'm not even sure what that is there. It's just a random flight simulator skyscraper in the middle of nowhere, but the game has a tendency to do that with the terrain generation. So yeah, here's the tracks, and the vehicle assembly building should be over there. Or at least the imprint of it on the ground from the satellite photography for the Discord. Is that the crawler? Hard to tell. Got the crawler on the ground there. There it is. That's what I was looking for, but it's not modelled, unfortunately. There is a building, but it's like 10 feet tall compared to how big the VAB should actually be. Oh, what a way to end. Okay. So it was right next to the strip. See, I obviously don't know my way around the Cape, so there you go. You got some bonus content with me flying around being lost. Okay, let's bring this thing in down on this strip because we really need to, and it's a runway that's miles and miles long. Far too efficient for a Spitfire to land on, but we'll do it for giggles anyway. It's been a while since I brought a Spitfire down, so this is going to go really, really well, or horribly wrong. That should about do it. We'll wend our way around slowly. Give ourselves some landing gear. Descent down. Give ourselves some flaps as well. Don't tend to generally use flaps for landing in a Spitfire. You tend to use them as air brakes. Definitely need them now though. Guidance on this one. This is all by the eyes. Very windy. There we go. Look at that. The problem is with this thing is it likes to drift. So we're just going to bring it in nice and steady until it rests on its own. On its tail, just like that. Yeah, lots of rudder. There we go. And we're down. Kennedy Space Center, or rather, Cape, not Kennedy Space Center. We didn't go to Kennedy Space Center, it was Cape Canaveral. Thank you very much. Let me know if you like some VR flight sim. Maybe you want to give me some ideas for some other places to visit. There is so much to see and do in this, and I've basically only just started with VR, so let me know what you think. Thank you for watching everyone, and I hope you enjoyed. If you like this and think I deserve it, please give it a like, consider subbing if you fancy sticking around. If you're thinking of taking part in the game, feel free to use my referral code on screen or click the link below for bonus in-game money that helps me out as well. See you in the next one.